Hey guys, so it's safe to say that 2020 has been a fantastic year for NIO stock, and especially over the past few months, where the stock price has gone from around $3 in May of 2020, and it's now trading at around $27 in October. So as NIO stock has been gaining hype and increasing in price, a lot of people have been looking at the stock and the company and have been wondering whether it's a good idea to buy in now or whether the stock price is currently too high for what the company is worth. So in this video, I aim to have a brief look at the company itself, have a look at some of the positive things that are going for them and why the stock price might continue to go up, as well as look at a couple of potential problems for the company, which could mean that the price is too high right now and it is overvalued. And ultimately, I'm going to talk about whether I think it is too late to buy into NIO stock. If you do enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like. It really does help me out a lot. Also, remember to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And apart from that, let's get started. So first of all, I just want to take a brief look at NIO as a company. So NIO is a Chinese-based company that produces electric vehicles as well as innovate next-generation technologies in connectivity, artificial intelligence and autonomous driving. So NIO have a few car models in the market right now, and their first mass-produced car was the ES8, which was released in June 2018, and this is a 7-seater electric SUV. They then released the ES6 in June 2019, which is a 5-seater electric SUV, and their newest model is the EC6, which is an electric mid-size luxury crossover SUV, and this was released not long ago actually, in the summer of 2020. So as mentioned, there has been quite a lot of hype around NIO stock. There's been a lot of hype around electric vehicle companies as a whole, but especially NIO, and the share price has been growing rapidly over the last 12 months. This time last year, the price was under $2 per share, and now NIO is trading at around $27 per share, which is a 1,500% increase in just 12 months, which is quite insane, to be honest. So what has NIO got going for them right now? So recently, NIO's share price spiked by over 15% after a JP Morgan analyst called Nick Lay upgraded NIO stock to overweight from neutral, with a price target of $40 up from $14. Now, in the statement from the analyst, he said that the share of the Chinese car market in new energy vehicles, such as battery-powered electric vehicles, has been accelerating consistently and is set to quadruple from the current levels by the year 2025. So that is quite a huge growth in the market of electric vehicles. He also said that he expects NIO to be a long-term winner in the premium portion of the smart electric vehicle segment. Now, this is thanks to their strong products, relative financial strength, and backing by the economic development authorities in China's Anhui province. So despite the large gains that NIO stock has already seen over the year of 2020, Lai believes that the current valuation leaves room for a lot more growth in the coming years, which is definitely promising to hear coming from an analyst from JP Morgan. So when we have a little look at the financials of NIO, they do definitely have some great growth to back up the JP Morgan analyst's prediction. So their sales and total revenue both increased by 146% year over year for the second quarter of 2020, and this is increasing to $493 million and $526 million respectively. So in the third quarter of 2020, their deliveries were also up by a staggering amount, which was 154% year over year to 12,206 vehicles. And in September alone, NIO delivered 4,708 vehicles, which is a 133% rise compared to the same month last year. So coming up in the future, in January 2021, we have the 4th annual NIO Day, which is a day held by NIO to showcase new technology that they have and products that are being worked on right now. So on this day, it is expected that NIO will launch a new car model to their product line called the ET7, and this is expected to be a new high-performance premium all-electric sedan type of car, which is a likely competitor to the Tesla Model S. Now right now, China does have a big problem with pollution, and it is the #1 emitter of pollution in the world. So in 2015, pollution was blamed for 1.6 million deaths in China, which is a massive 17% of all deaths in China for that year. It's also not just the biggest Chinese cities that are a problem either. In fact, 22 of the world's 50 most polluted cities are located in China, which is obviously a very bad stat to have for China. So we know that China has got a pollution problem, but how is this relevant to NIO? Well, with the problem being so big, the Chinese government are under a lot of pressure right now to make things better for the future, and they are investing a lot of money, which is about $75 billion per year, into clean energy measures. Now, these projects that the Chinese government are undertaking include putting more electric vehicles onto the road, among others, which definitely helps out the Chinese electric vehicle companies massively, such as NIO, who will benefit from this a lot. Now, Tesla is kind of the benchmark for other electric vehicle companies to sort of match, and it is promising to see that NIO are actually competing with Tesla in terms of the range of their cars. So the ES8 model has a range of 580 kilometers, and the ES6 has a range of 610 kilometers. Their newest model, the EC6, also has a high range of 615 kilometers. Now, the Tesla Model 3 currently has a standard range of 423 kilometers, with the long-range version having a range of 568 kilometers. Now, this does mean that at the moment, NIO is quite competitive and is actually beating Tesla on battery range, which is quite impressive to see. Now, obviously, the Tesla Model 3 isn't the highest range vehicle that Tesla have. For example, the Model S does have a higher range, but nevertheless, it is promising to see that NIO's cars do actually beat the Model 3 for the range, and the Model 3 is obviously Tesla's flagship model right now with the most deliveries. So it's definitely promising to see that NIO is on par with the battery power and the range that their vehicles do have. Another promising bit of news was that NIO recently hit the 1 million battery swap milestone. Now, NIO has the world's first battery swap technology of its kind, where car owners can visit a battery swapping facility to get their battery replaced with a brand new one. Now, it only takes approximately 3 minutes to swap out the battery, which is even faster than refueling a normal car with petrol or diesel. Now, this unique technology definitely separates NIO from their competitors, and they claim they own over 1,200 patents for various technologies associated with this process. So this 1 million battery swap number is actually double the number that they had in May of 2020. So that really does show how much they're growing as a company and how many more people are starting to own NIO cars. The Chinese battery swap network is expanding rapidly from 131 in spring 2020 to now being at 155. So again, this is very promising to see. As they're expanding their battery swapping network, it will allow more people in China to have a battery swapping facility nearby, which is more likely to make them want to buy a NIO car. On top of this, if users can't access a swapping station for whatever reason, NIO also have a mobile service available where a van will come out to where you live or where you are at the moment, and they will charge your battery for you instead of getting it swapped. Again, this is definitely beneficial to owning a NIO car, because it means that even if you can't access a swapping station, you still have access to getting your battery charged back up again by someone coming to where you are and doing it for you. So this battery swap technology is such a massive deal for NIO, and it is a very big and important function of NIO vehicles, and I do believe that it gives them a significant competitive advantage, especially in the Chinese market. So over 1.4 billion people live in China at the moment, with many people living in highly congested major cities. Now, many people live in flat blocks in these cities and simply have one parking spot to themselves. So very few people actually have a garage to store a charging facility. So with having a charging facility simply not being an option for a large portion of the Chinese people, this means that the only alternative way to charge their electric vehicles would be to take it to a public charging station, which would be quite inconvenient as they can take several hours to actually fully charge. And this is why I believe that NIO's battery swapping technology is so important, as it allows all Chinese people living in a large block of flats in the city to simply drive to their nearest NIO battery swapping facility and have their battery changed in a matter of minutes. So this means that it is so much more convenient than other charging methods, and it will only become more convenient when there are more NIO battery swapping centres being set up across the country. So now moving on to my concerns about NIO. So NIO definitely does have a lot of good things going for them, but it's hard to ignore that they have an astronomical valuation right now. So NIO has a market cap of $37 billion at the moment, but at the moment it is selling less than 5,000 cars per month. So there is such a huge amount of future growth baked into their current share price that this means that anything that goes wrong in the near future will have a pretty bad impact on the share price, and it will likely cause the share price to crash down. On top of this, NIO is not making a profit right now. Now, as time goes on, they are going to grow more and they are likely to start making a profit eventually. But the question is how long it will take to achieve this. And if this does take them a number of years to start making profit, this is going to impact the share price again, and people might start to get impatient and sell off their shares. In addition to this, investing in a Chinese company like NIO naturally carries a higher risk than a US or European company. So China does refuse to allow internationally accepted auditors to review their local company filings. Now this causes uncertainty around how accurate some Chinese company financials actually are. The lower regulatory standards means that it can be hard to know exactly the strength of the company that you're buying into, and it's always going to be a concern in the back of my mind anyway, that the financials of a company in China, such as NIO, could not be strictly accurate, and there could be some inaccuracies in this. So what are my final thoughts on NIO stock? Now firstly, I'd just like to say that I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for purely entertainment purposes only. You should not be basing your stock purchases based on what I'm saying, as this video is for, obviously, it's purely my opinion, and I'm just talking about my opinion on the stock. It doesn't mean that I am correct. I could be completely wrong. So you should not be buying a company without doing your own research. But with that being said, personally, I really do like the look of NIO. I think they've got a lot of positive things going for them. You know, they are a electric vehicle company, and the electric vehicle market is only going to grow, especially in China. I think from the looks of it, their revenue is going to keep going up every year as they start to grow their market share in China. And obviously their profit is probably going to come at some point in the future too. I think it is quite hard to ignore just how high of a valuation NIO does have right now. Considering that they don't actually sell that many cars, they're selling less than 5,000 per month. They do have a extremely high company valuation on them, and I do think that the stock price could potentially dip quite a bit in the coming months. So this is definitely something that I'm going to be looking out for. I'm probably not going to be buying into NIO stock just yet. I will be waiting for a pullback to happen. But overall, I think that if a pullback does happen, I will be happily buying the stock, because I do think that they have got massive potential. I think, you know, a lot of people are saying they are the Tesla of China, which I do believe could be the case. They could be a sort of a top company for electric vehicles in China, and they could start to expand into Europe and America as well, which would be good. So yeah, I'm quite positive on the company, but I think the current price of the stock just simply is a little bit too high. So I'm going to be holding off for now. But yeah, I think overall they are a pretty good company, and I think they've got some big things ahead of them. So that is all for today's video, guys. I really hope you did enjoy it. Please remember to leave a like if you did enjoy it. It really does help me out. Also remember to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And also be sure to comment. Let me know what you think of NIO. Let me know if you own NIO stock right now, or if you're looking to buy some in the future. I really would be interested to know. And apart from that, thanks a lot for watching.